What up guys, AVA Freak.
And I'm Mars here.
And we are here with Celestia.
And Luna.
And we are going to do an updated Douglas collection, so let's get started. So we have this Douglas horse, and his name is Chili. And he is part of the Appalachian herd. And here's his Douglas tag.
Next we have the Douglas Gray Horse, and his name is Smoke. He is from the Appalachian herd. Here's his butt tag.
Next we have this other Douglas Brown horse, and his name is Fall.
Here's his Douglas tag. Next we have the Douglas Silver Owl, and her name is Zelenia Rain, and she is based off one of our own characters from one of our mangas called End, and she's serious and kind, and she is a vigilante. Here's her tag.
Next we have the Douglas Snowy Owl, and her name is Nova Light, and she's also based off one of our own characters from our manga called End, and she is a vigilante. And she is kind and serious.
And here's her tag. We have another Douglas Snowy Owl, and I did customize him to be a black owl, and his name is Daitoro, and he is based off one of our own characters from one of our mangas called End, and he is serious and he is a vigilante. Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Gray Tabby Cat, and her name is Trixie, and she's part of the Sunflame clan. And here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Tan Mixed Cat, and her name is Moon, and she is from the Sunflame clan, and her personality is sweet. And here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Black Cat, and his name is Ramiel, and he is the leader of the Reaper clan, and he is serious. And here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Black and White Cat, and her name is Star, and her personality is calm. She is part of the Reaper clan.
And here's her tag.
Next we have the Douglas Calico Torty Cat, and his name is Sun, and he is the leader of the Sunflame clan. And he is kind and serious.
And here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Bengal Tiger, and his name is Kabuto. He is from the Lucid Dreamer clan.
And here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Leopard, and her name is Misumi, and she is part of the Lucid Dreamer clan.
And here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Snow Leopard, and her name is Dreamcatcher, and she is Dreamwalker's mom, and she is part of the Lucid Dreamer clan. Here's her tag.
Next we have a Douglas Dachshund, and her name is Jelly, and she is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Border Collie, and his name is Shep, and he is part of the Patriot pack. Here's his Douglas tag. Next we have the Douglas Australian Cattle Dog, and his name is Specs, and he is part of the Patriot pack. Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Dalmatian, and his name is Dice. He is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have another Douglas Dalmatian, and his name is Dynamite, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag. Next we have a Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Subaru, and he's part of the Shocker pack. Here's his tag. Next we have this other Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Lore, and he's part of the Shocker pack. Here's his Douglas tag.
Next we have a Douglas Yorkie, and his name is Code, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Cocker Spaniel, and her name is Stella, and she is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas German Shepherd, and her name is Elsa, and she is part of the Shocker pack. Here's her tag.
Next we have a Douglas Pomsky, and her name is Ahava Love, and she is based off one of our own characters from one of our mangas called Kingdom, and she is kind, and she is part of the Celestial pack.
Here's your tag. Next we have another Douglas Pomsky, and her name is Afina Love, and she is also based off one of our own characters from our manga called Kingdom, and she is Ahava's sister, and she is kind and caring, and she is part of the Celestial pack. And here's her tag. Next we have a Douglas Wolf, and his name is Rakazai Zero, and he is based off one of our own characters from one of our mangas called Kingdom, and him and his twin brother are the kings of the sun and moon, and he is serious. He is part of the Celestial pack. Here's his Douglas tag.
Next we have another Douglas Wolf, and his name is Ravi Zero, and he's also based off one of our own characters from our manga called Kingdom, and him and his twin brother are the rulers of the sun and moon.
Here's his tag.
Next we have another Douglas Wolf, and his name is Azazel. He is part of the Celestial pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Arctic Fox, and his name is Eider, and he is part of the Celestial pack.
And here's his tag.
Next we have another Douglas Wolf, and his name is Cole, and he is part of the Celestial pack.
And here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas German Shorthair Pointer, and his name is Seeker, and he is part of the Earthquake pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Collie, and her name is Nevaeh, and she is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Aussie Doodle mix, and her name is Haruka, and she is part of the Patriot pack. Here's her Douglas tag. Next we have the Douglas Springer Spaniel, and her name is Evie. Here's her tag.
Next we have a Douglas St. Bernard, and his name is Takio, and he is part of the Patriot pack. Here's his tag. Next we have a Douglas Pit Lab mix, and his name is Taro, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
And here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Newfoundland, and his name is Crow, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Shiba Inu, and his name is Suko, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Australian Cattle Dog, and his name is Secret Machine, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Weimaraner, and his name is Sabaski, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Arctic Fox, and her name is Vespra, and she is part of the Celestial pack. Here's her tag. Next we have the Douglas Bernese Mountain Dog, and his name is Eclipse, and he is part of the Earthquake pack. Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Australian Shepherd, and her name is Angel, and she is part of the Patriot pack. Here's her tag.
Next we have another Douglas Australian Shepherd, and his name is Airwave, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Border Collie, and his name is Khan, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Keyshawn, and his name is Colton, and he is part of the Celestial pack. Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Black and White German Shorthair Pointer, and his name is Toxic, and he is part of the Earthquake pack. Here's his tag.
Next we have the Douglas Dalmatian, and his name is Ranger, and he is part of the Patriot pack.
Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Golden Retriever, and his name is Zarek, and he is the alpha of the Patriot pack. Personality is kind and caring. Here's his tag. Next we have the Douglas Akita, and his name is Shade, and he is the alpha of the Earthquake pack, and he is evil. Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Husky, and his name is Autumn, and he is part of the Celestial pack.
Here's his tag.
Next we have a Douglas Black and White Husky, and his name is Yamato, and he is part of the Celestial pack. And he doesn't have a butt tag. Next we have the Douglas Red Husky, and his name is Kasai, and he is part of the Celestial pack.
And here's his tag.
Next we have another Douglas Wolf, and his name is Soul Angel Dreamer, and he is based off one of our own characters from one of our mangas called Together, and in our manga he is the king/protector of the sun, and he's also the protector of the universe, and his personality is kind and serious, and his powers are fire and healing manipulation, and he also has the rare ability to use all kinds of powers. And this is his outfit. I made him. It's a coat, and that's what it looks like.
Here's his tag. Next, we have the Douglas Shepherd mix, and his name is Takar Darkmoon, and he is one of our own characters from one of our series called Midori, and he is kind and caring, and he will adopt any little creature who needs help. And he is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's his tag. This is another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Springtrap, and he is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's his tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Electabuzz, and he is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's his tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Grim, and he is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's his tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and her name is Makoto, and she is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's her tag.
Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is War, and he is part of the Shocker Pack.
Here's his tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Beast, and he is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's his tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is the Shocker, and he is part of the Shocker Pack. And here's his tag.
Next, we have another Douglas Wolf, and his name is Balto, and he was my first Douglas ever, and he is the Alpha of the Celestial Pack, and also the King of the Sun. His personality is kind and serious, and his powers are fire and healing manipulation, and he also has the rare ability of using all powers. And here's his Douglas tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and his name is Thunder, and he was my first ever Douglas German Shepherd, and I love him so much, and he is the king of electricity, and he can create storms, and his powers are electricity and teleportation, and he is serious and has anger issues. He is the Alpha of the Shocker Pack. Here's his Douglas tag. Next, we have another Douglas German Shepherd, and this is AVA Freak, and she is my German Shepherd Sana, so she has pretty much my personality. She is part of the Shocker Pack. And here's her tag. And the last one we have is another Douglas German Shepherd, and her name is Iron Mars, and she is my German Shepherd Sana, and she has my personality, and she is part of the Shocker Pack. Here's her tag.
Alright guys, so that was it for today, and this was not to brag or show off in any way, guys, and please do not steal or copy our own characters / customs, they mean a lot to us. We are Twins Boston 34.
Peace.
Bye guys.